Hey, welcome back to another Businessology lesson. And today we're going to be talking about visionaries and integrators. This is a term many people in the agency space are familiar with, and it comes from Gino Wickman, who wrote the book Traction. He created a model called EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System, and he talks about visionaries, integrators running these companies together. And he talks a lot about it in a book called Rocket Fuel. Rocket Fuel is a component book to Traction. It really is all about visionaries and integrators. And this is how my partner and I operate. My partner, Julie Shipp, has been with me for over 10 years, and we operate in a visionary integrator model, and they're really tied together. Sometimes I like the phrase entrepreneur and operator for these, and I'm trying to find something that is very descriptive because visionary, so Julie, my partner, is very focused on operations, but she's very visionary too. So related to the operations, she can see how team structure should change, where a new hire would go, what they should do, probably what role they shouldn't perform. So a lot of this is still visionary. So attaching visionary to the entrepreneur or the CEO is not exactly as a final descriptor as I like. So I like to call myself an entrepreneur, and I do follow certain patterns as an entrepreneur, and she is just an excellent operator. But anyway, you can switch out visionary integrator, entrepreneur operator. You can switch those out. It's fine. So I just want to talk about the story of how Julie and I became partners. So we would say anybody that becomes a partner needs to probably work together for a few years. That's really key. Any partnerships we've seen that have problems, and a lot of them do, they struggle because it's another relationship that you have to manage. And when they struggle, it's because they didn't really know how to work together culturally, personally. They didn't know how to maintain a relationship because it's a relationship. You got to have a respect. You got to care for each other. You've got to listen. You've got to learn how to argue. All of these things that go in a real relationship are part of a partnership. And so a lot of people don't realize that. They think it's just business focused. And though that's the purpose of that relationship, it still is a relationship, even though its main focus is to move a business forward. So those are just some things to keep in mind. I think when I first asked Julie to be my partner, I was looking around for other partners at the time. And a lot of times when you're looking for your first partner, you may not know why, but you probably just need help. You're like, I can't do it all. I can't do this much work. The company's bigger, about that time, 8 or 10 people, maybe smaller. And you just go, I can't think of all sides of this anymore. I can't be the visionary and try to be an operator. I'm just not good at that, and that's very true for visionaries and integrators, and why this book Rocket Fuel was written, because it's basically saying if you get those two people in a company, if they can maintain a healthy relationship, they can kill it. I mean, they can do way more than they can on their own, and that's because one or both of those people are going to lean heavily into a certain place that they're strong. I lean heavily into being a visionary. Julie leans heavily into being an integrator. So together, we both get to lean into those and actually let go of some of the other things. Like I've never been great at process, order, operations, integration. Those things I'm not strong at. And now I don't have to be strong at them. That's the thing. If you stay a partner or if you stay a solo owner and you keep growing, you do have to figure out somehow how to be good at visionary and integration. Both of those have to happen. So if you can have somebody be your partner and you develop a strong relationship, then you get to let go of the part you're not strong at. And that's what Julie and I have been able to do. Now, at first, when I wanted her to be my partner, I just said, hey, will you be my partner? It was pretty basic. And I didn't know how to do that, but I said, I think I need help. I just need help. And she was already helping in an operations integration way. She had a role that was keeping things moving. And she was really good at it. So she just had that skill. It's not something she had to learn or be taught. It's something she has innately. So I said, I need help. There's a lot of things you're doing. I can't do them. I'm not good at them, and I'm not going to be able to do them when we grow. So will you help me grow the company? And so you can have an integrator that's not an owner. I said, I want you to own the company because I want you to care about it as much as I care about it. Not only do I need help with the integration side, but I want you to care about the issues we're facing just as much as I do. I want somebody else to stay up at night like I do. And that's when you get the real help. That's when you get camaraderie. Your partnership can become camaraderie. It's like you're going through the same things I'm going through. Nobody gets it, but we get it. That's really helpful to bind you together to really help you grow a company and go through all the ups and downs you're going to go through. Now, at first, I asked her to just help me, and I think that meant, will you be my partner? And for the first year, it was a little bumpy. It's probably the first year or the first few years for anybody in a relationship is tough, probably anyway. So there's just a lot of ups and downs. You're learning each other, and especially for our first year, we were like, why do you have all these opinions now? And that was so funny when I asked Julie to be my partner. She had opinions she started voicing that she actually always had. I didn't realize, but she didn't speak them because she wasn't an owner. It wasn't her company. But then when I asked her to be my partner, we signed all the paperwork. She started having opinions about, and this is a joke between us, but so she started really having opinions, and it threw me. And of course, it's weird looking back now that I didn't anticipate that, but it threw me that she started to have all these opinions about how this company operated. And so we had some bumps around that. And she reminded me, hey, this is my company. And I'm like, wow, just to hear somebody say that was pretty impactful. It's in fact what I wanted, and it actually is the reason why we've been able to grow, because we can be together when we have to fight to stay on the same page about the issues we're working through. But man, you can grow a lot more with a partnership than you can on your own. You can really scale a services-based company, and there is a size limit of what you can scale a services company by yourself. Services companies are particular models where you are limited as a founder owner because it takes a lot of different skills, specifically visionary and integration skills, and you can't find those a lot of times embodied in one person. So they have some of both, but you do have to, if you want to grow, you will have to do it with a partnership. So we did it. That first year was bumpy. After the first year, that's when we read the book Rocket Fuel. We had already read Traction, and we're working on EOS for, over a decade ago. But after that first year, we read Traction, and then we went, oh, I see why we're having so much trouble. I'm a visionary, and everything, all of my decisions come from the context of visionary. And she's an integrator, and all of her decisions and movements and the things she wants to do comes from the lens and perspective of an integrator. And so we had to start understanding that's where we're coming from. We had to agree each other should stay in those lanes. And then I had to let go of things that I didn't know to let go of. And she said, those are mine now. And so learning to let go of those things is a lot of what you're going to deal with in a partnership. So work with somebody 2 or 3 years at a minimum before you become their partner. Learn about these labels, visionary integrator, or entrepreneur, operator, however you want to label those. Know how strong you are in those. And then you got to stay on the same page in your partnership. You always got to be working to maintain a healthy relationship so that a healthy relationship can make decisions about a larger growing business. Hope that's helpful as we talk about visionaries integrators.